Customer bond is a very powerful relationship between the mutual and its customers. But the evolution of what the customer wants is something that we've seen increasing in the financial services sector. And in particular, the focus on these customer behaviours and what they need and want has evolved even further since COVID-19. Carmen Bekker is with me to talk about these changes and the concept of customer needs. Welcome, Carmen. From your perspective, in what ways have customer behaviours evolved?
We've seen many changes to customers through the COVID-19 situation, and we think a lot of these changes are here to stay to a degree. There are 4 key changes that mutuals really need to think about moving forward. The first one is community and the connection to the community, which has grown deeply in its emphasis. The second is back to basics, product simplification and really good value for money. This is what customers are thinking about. The third is technology. How are you using technology to bring the very best experience to your customer? And the fourth is around trust, evolving and deepening those levels of trust.
Carmen, you mentioned back to basics. In the current environment, what are the key things for mutuals to think about in returning back to basics?
Being customer owned, mutuals have such an advantage because they are really already customer focused and customer obsessed. During this COVID time, one of the key things to think about is when you are going back to basics, thinking about what that customer really wants. One of the things that they really want is value for money. We've seen that in all of our data. Value for money doesn't just mean pricing though. It can mean actually telling the customer what value they are receiving from the products and services that you offer. The other thing that we really need to think about at this time is those that are reaching financial hardship and how we handle the vulnerable cohorts of customers and what we need to put into place to make sure we're listening and adapting to their needs during this time.
Can you elaborate a little bit for me on what the shift to a digital trend in customer behaviours means for the mutual banks?
Technology is key to driving an excellent customer experience, particularly in these times. We have seen customers make a huge shift to digital channels. Customers that haven't been there before are now on digital channels. So if there was ever a time to think about your omni-channel experience, it's right now. What we mean by that is think about how you communicate to your customer and how your customer can communicate with you and the technology that supports that communication. The experience needs to be omni-channel, it needs to be responsive, it needs to be quick, it needs to be seamless and frictionless.
And so if I think ahead as a C-level executive or a board member of one of our banks, how should mutuals respond over the coming years?
So thinking ahead, what are the 4 things that mutuals need to think about when it comes to customers? The first one is the community and aligning what you do with the community, leaning in, aligning it to your brand and to your reputation, and then using that to help you develop your current customers, but also to gain new customers. The second thing mutuals need to do is get the basics right consistently. This means getting the experience right, getting the response times fast, making the experience frictionless and seamless. The third thing mutuals need to think about when it comes to customers is investment in technology. So where are you going to invest? Pinpoint those investments and make sure they're leaning into the things that drive convenience and accessibility for your members. And also trust. We need to embed trust within our organisations, use trust to guide us in our decisions, and really be thinking about those most vulnerable cohorts, your members and customers that really need you right now.